Hello, it's LaShawn from Rooted in Reckless, and today we are going to finally get rid of fungus gnats. You want to find out how? Stay tuned. Okay, so I have been dealing with fungus gnats for, I don't know, since I first got my very first plant 18, 19, 20 months ago. And I had easy plants, so self-watering plants. I ordered probably, I don't know, 10, 15, maybe 20 plants to go of all sizes to go around the house. And I was able to, get rid of them. I had them for probably, for, I don't know, a month and a half after, getting my series of plants. And over time, I took some steps. I don't remember exactly what I did back then, but ultimately, I know exactly what I did. I used mosquito bits. Boom, that's exactly what I did. I watered them with mosquito bits, and after a couple of weeks, basically it was gone. I think I might have did it twice, and they were gone. I did ultimately lose maybe 2 of my plants, and I realize now that it came from overwatering. Because I was just so aggressively trying to get rid of the mosquito bits that I watered, I want to say, within a very short period of time, or what would be a short period of time for a self-watering pot, maybe like a month apart, I did a top watering of the mosquito bit mix. And I think ultimately, I didn't know it again at the time, so I'm not 100% sure, but I do believe that it resulted in just excessive water being in the pot and in the reservoir, and it just took too long for all of that to absorb, and I think that I lost those plants. It was a money tree, and it was an anthurium that I lost during that time. And again, didn't really know. I was pretty much brand new to plants, but those 2 plants ended up dying. I believe that's why they died. But I got rid of fungus gnats. I mean, I literally have not had fungus gnats until I started bringing in non-self-watering pots. And why did I start bringing in non-self-watering pots? Because as I started to really get into, my plants, I started realizing that some of my plants weren't doing as well as they were in the beginning. And part of that is that I was really struggling trying to understand when to water them again. And I think that they were getting root rot. At this point in time, I knew that they were getting root rot because I was taking them out of the self-watering containers, and I was noticing that the roots were basically rotten, or they just basically fell off of the top. And so I was stumbling upon this, kind of plant by plant by plant, maybe like 5 or 6 other plants I noticed were just doing well, and then they started having stunted growth, or leaves dying off, or just not growing at all. And ultimately, each time I was taking them out of the self-watering pot, I was realizing that it was root rot and overwatering. And so I just said, you know what, I'm, into plants more. I have a lot more understanding of what's going on with plants, and I really need to see what's going on with my plants. And so slowly I transitioned, my 20 plants that I had, my self-watering pots, I transitioned them out and I put them pretty much all into clear pots. And so everything at this point is in a clear pot, every single plant that I own, and I'm up to about 70 plants. I do have a tracking system that I use to help me track my plants, because yes, I am that person. So I have them all in clear pots, and it is a lot more work. I would be lying to say that it's not. Self-watering pots definitely serve their role, and they are for a certain kind of person. But they just, for me, it was more devastating to ultimately lose the plant and not know why than to have this constant ability to monitor. But yes, it is a lot more work with watering all of the plants, because they do require much more frequent watering than they did when they were in the self-watering pots. Okay, derailed, back on track. So got rid of it using mosquito bits. Worked very well for me. Like I said, I pretty much went, I don't know, a year plus without fungus gnats. Not a one, not a single, 20 plants in the house. And then I started buying more plants. And so I went from 20 plants to 70 plants probably over the course of 6 months. I have to go back and track it exactly, so I'll put a caption or something if I realize that it was longer than that, because yes, I do have the data and I will know exactly what it is. So anyway, stay tuned. So anyway, I noticed that, you know, with the top watering, that they are like hiding, and they come out and they're there. And then all of a sudden you go from none to like a billion, especially when you have, you know, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 plants in the house. So I then stopped top watering and I said, you know what, I'm gonna bottom water. I'm gonna let the top inch of the soil dry out. I'm gonna do bottom watering. And I have been doing that for, I don't know, let's say 2 to 3 months now. And it's too late at this point, I guess, because the fungus gnats are not reducing. And of course we have our favorite little yellow sticky traps. Ooh, can I get this? My plants are all getting wrapped into each other that we love. I just recently switched them all out so they don't have as many fungus gnats on there, but these suckers are big. They're not like little baby fungus gnats. These are big fungus gnats that I'm seeing on my traps these days. So anyway, so I have them everywhere on every single plant. I have the yellow ones, you know, try to trap them, and they are trapping them. And then I have the, what is it? The Zevo plugin with the blue lights that capture the fungus gnats and other types of bugs as well. And they're all doing what they're supposed to be doing. The yellow sticky traps are catching the adult fungus gnats. The Zevos are catching the adult fungus gnats. The mosquito bits are kind of reducing it, but it's just, I have 70 plants. I mean, and I think at some point in time, they're all just doing something, and it's just not enough. And honestly, I'm over it. And so I've been researching what are some other options outside of completely eliminating or going non-organic, meaning getting rid of all the soil and going to Leica or pond. What are some other options that I can do? And what I found is that we can actually use a top layer of lava rocks. And that top layer, basically 1/4 to 1/2 of an inch on top, will basically mitigate, significantly reduce the fungus gnat's ability to be able to get down in the soil and lay the eggs. And so I basically took my my tracking tool with all of my plant information, the sizes, and I uploaded it into ChatGPT, or as my boyfriend refers to it, my other boyfriend, but mine is actually a girl, so my girlfriend, and ChatGPT calculated how much lava rocks I need when I uploaded also the brand of lava rocks that I would be using. And so I have not one, but 2 18-pound bags of lava rocks. And so I started yesterday. My initial plan was to add the layer of lava rocks with the watering routine, and I would just over the course of 2 weeks just do it. But I woke up this morning and I was like, we're gonna knock this out. We are going to still water those that need to be watered, but we're gonna add it to the top of the layer of those that don't need to be watered, and they'll just get watered when they are watered. So I did some yesterday, I did a whole bunch this morning, and we're gonna do a little bit more. We're basically gonna finish it up. And so stay tuned as we walk through the process of adding this layer of lava rocks to some of my remaining plants. But also I'm gonna come back in 2 weeks and let you know not only how are the plants handling it, is it, creating issues with water retention, is it staying wet too long, how are the plants responding to the lava rocks, but I know what you really want to know is how are the fungus gnats responding to the lava rocks? Do we see a reduction in the fungus gnats? Hopefully we see an elimination of the fungus gnats. So I will be adding that layer of lava rocks. I will be adding a new yellow sticky to all of my plants. And then in 2 weeks, or over the next 2 weeks, when the normal regular watering cycle comes up, I will be re-watering all of the plants. This time I'm doing a fertilizer mix. The next watering will be a BTI mix, and so we'll kill whatever it is underneath the surface, and hopefully within the next month we will be in a completely different scenario and all of the fungus gnats will be gone. So hang on tight, we're going to add some lava rocks to these plants.